Hey everybody, it's Manda from Manda's Woollen Bits, speaking to you on Manda's Ramblings on YouTube. Excuse the hair, it's a bit of a mess this morning, and that's my coffee making steam. You can just see it in the corner of the screen. I just made myself a fresh cup. So, what's there to talk about today? Quite a lot actually. Over the last month I've been away on holiday, and I showed you some pictures of that. So I actually started the Cowden shawl whilst I was away. That's this here. And what happened was that it was on circular needles because obviously it gets too much for a normal straight needle. These are my shorts. And what happened was it snapped. So I'm waiting to hear back from the company I bought it from to see whether they're going to replace it or not. Probably not, because it was outside of its 30 days. So as you can imagine, quite pissed off. Sorry to swear, but I really was. I'd literally had it 34 days. I'd used it probably every day since I got it. But that's not the point. They should be able to withstand that sort of use. So this is what I've made so far. And it's got a lovely moss stitch to a standard stockinette, a reverse stockinette. And then it's a 2x2 pattern. Using one of the stoppers that Jessie gave me to stop my needles, my stitches falling off my needle, and I'm also using her stitch markers which she's made for me along the way. So today I've got on Jessie's Crafty Hands on Facebook for anybody who hasn't met her yet. So there's a little owl, he's rather cute. There's a big daisy, I like that one. This one's a little daisy, I think you can see that. And this one here is probably one of my favourites. It's a honeycomb. And somewhere I do have the bee that goes with it. But these ones I asked her for because I really like the sunflowers. They just brighten my day. So I was quite glad I got that. So that lives in this little bag here, which is my travelling kit. I don't know if anybody's had any of these. These are actually, it's classed as a creative pencil case, and I got it off Timu. And no, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not that big. But I think it's brilliant. I can have my hooks in it, I can have my needles in it, and it's just big enough for a shawl project, or some gloves, or maybe even some socks. I did have everything in it. I've got a row counter in there, just one of these ones. I've got my little tin for my stitch markers, that lives in there. I've got scissors in there, a pen, a cable needle just in case I need it. My broken cables in there. Yeah, the less we talk about that, the better. So it just happens that that cable's on mini cables, and it's one that I'd only have one of. So yeah, quite annoyed with myself because it snapped, and I don't suppose it was my fault. Let me put that down over there. So on that, I've got this bag of mini skins. These are all ones I've collected. Yeah. Most of them are, in fact all of them, let's be honest, are from the Die Shack, apart from, I don't think that was a Die Shack one, some of the bigger ones. But I'm actually using mainly the little ones. As you can see, there's loads of beautiful colours. I really like that one. That one's very me. And that one, yeah. So there are some greens, there are some browns. This is beautiful, look at that. That's beautiful. And slightly darker, I'll hold them together so you can see. Yeah, slightly darker one. So yeah, I'll incorporate these into it. That one's quite nice. It's got all the different colours, some browns, some greens, there is some blue in there, just a tad. It's more, shows up more green. Anyway, so those are my mini skins that I want to use up, and that's what I'm using to make the Cowden shawl. That's one of my new patterns and should be out as soon as I can finish knitting it, which without the needle is going to be quite difficult. But hopefully soon. So that's one. So what else have I done? I can actually release this today, which is great. These are coasters. These are coasters. They are called, let me read it to make sure I get it right, the Far Away Coasters, and they're by Best Crochet Life, which is Pam Erstein. Herberstand. Sorry, probably got that wrong. Anyway, she's called bestcrochetlife.com. She has these free on the pattern, obviously, free on her blog page. So if you go to her Facebook page, you can follow the link. If you go to my Facebook page, you can follow the link. So that's those. I made those for them. I've made them in 100% cotton yarn. They are crochet, and the stitches aren't particularly complicated, so I think anybody could do them. If you get stuck or need any help, Pam's always there, but if Pam's not about because she is in Australia, then I'm happy to help. Just give us a shout. Loved those. They're a present for somebody, so that's easy. Unless you want to buy some, quite happy to make more. The other one I've been working on is a test knit for a designer called Woman Walking a Wire, Christine Malvin. She's designed 2 new squares recently and asked one of the ladies that I originally test for, Lizzie, if she knew anybody who was willing to test. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, if you haven't found Woman Walking a Wire yet, have a look. She's brilliant. She does loads of granny squares and they're different, very different. So, the first one is this one. This one's the Star of Solomon. And I have to say, it's beautiful. For me, it turned out about 6 inches. But she can make it into 5.5. So it depends what yarn you're using. I use Starcraft for the black. And the grey, I want to say it's a red heart, but I'm not 100% sure. It didn't have a label on it, which is quite normal for my stash because I've used bits of it here and there. However, I was very impressed with this. It really made my day. Let me just swipe these notifications off the screen and then I can actually see what's going on. Oh, I swiped myself off. That's no good. See, there we go. Lost myself there. Anyway, so that's that one, Star of Solomon. This one is called, let me get it the right way around, As Above, As Below. And if anybody's watched Supernatural, it's the men of letters. So I'm a woman of letters because I made it myself. So this one I really liked as well. I thought it was really cool. And I'm going to turn them into a box basket. So these two are going to be opposite each other. And then I'm going to make a block for the bottom and 2 for the sides. I'm deciding which of her blocks to use because I think it's good to keep the same designer when you're doing these squares, because you know they're going to turn out the right size. So that's Woman Walking a Wire. Well worth a look if you haven't already. She's got an owl one that I'm quite eyeing up, and a witchy one called Salem that I'm really going to do. I've already bought it. So what else have I made? Before I went away, I started this. Don't know if anyone recognises it. I can't put it on. I've got clips in my hair. But it's a headband. Sits like that. Yeah, headband. I look awful in them, but Jessie looks wonderful. So this is super, 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 super stretchy. The stretches not so much that way, which is good. It's got loads of layers, so it's going to be super warm. I've made this one in 100% merino, and the yarn is by The Dye Shack, which is from my stash from my club, which I've stopped getting because I just got so much yarn. I really need to use some up before I buy any more, which is very sad because I really do like it. So, really love the construction of this. If you look on the inside, how weird is that? It's flat apart from the join line. Totally flat. And yet on this side, and it's not picking up stitches. It is not picking up stitches. So you are not constantly picking up all of those stitches. You just don't do it. So have a look. That is the Strada Band by Nikki Griffin, Beanie Boat. Beanie Boat. Check her out on Ravelry, check her out on Instagram. Like I say, the yarn was by The Dye Shack. Check her out if you haven't already. Mentioned her a lot because I do have a lot of yarn from her. So, this one that I'm about to show you, I can only show you bits of it because it's a teasable test knit. So I can show you that that's the back, and that's about as much as I'm going to show you because it's really unfair to show you it all when the designer hasn't released the pattern yet and she asked me only to tease. Now this is, and I have to say, the most gorgeous pattern made in the most gorgeous yarn. The yarn is by Terry Dow, the Ungrateful Wench, and it is cashmere nylon and merino. It is so soft and it's just so beautiful. Made this one for Jessie. She chose the colour, and actually it wasn't really what I originally intended this yarn to be for. But I'm really glad I've used it and that I know she's going to wear it. It's called Purplicious. So let's get back to the designer. This is the grey line cardigan. It's a test knit that I've been doing. Like I say, it's a teasable test knit, so I can't show you the full thing. As soon as I can, I will do, because it's going to be worth it. So at the moment, I've only got photos of it flat. But Jessie will be modelling it for me later. So the grey line cardigan is a test knit for Jennifer Hubbard, who is turquoise turquoise. And I never know how to say this word. Toque. Don't know how to say it. Nope, doesn't get there. So it's turquoise turquoise designs. I know they're on Ravelry. I believe they're on Instagram. Not sure about Facebook. Haven't been able to find them. I have to say the pattern is beautiful. The repeat is quite a big repeat, but you can get to use it. It is charted, which makes it a little more difficult, but not too much. Even I managed it, and I'm not great at charts. I get confused. But the written part of the pattern is great. So that's what I've been making. Oh, and this. I've picked it back up again, ladies and gentlemen. So I now have a bottom rib. Yeah, it's the bottom. And I have the start of a sleeve. So I decided that since the body was so patterned, that I would make the sleeves plain. You don't have to. The patterns are all there, and it's still on the 6 count row. So you could choose to do them in pattern if you wanted to, or you could choose to do like me and not bother. And because I thought it would show off the yarn. So that shows off the patterning, and that shows off the yarn. I am really impressed with it so far. It's my own design. It will be a little cardigan, a little v-neck cardigan when it's done. You can make it your own length. It's made with an advent calendar, so it's made with the Dye Shack's Poison Garden advent calendar from this year. And I was very lucky in that she gifted me 100-gram skin for helping promote her, which I do anyway. I was very grateful for it, though, I have to say. She's the second person that's given me yarn for free, and I have to say that I really appreciate it. The other person was Terry Dow, the ungrateful wench, who, when I made a big order for the simmer jumper that I made, she dyed some mini skins for me. And when I said I'd have those as well, she gave me them, and I was so grateful, because yarn's expensive, and I appreciate that that person has put in all of that effort to dye it for me and to take the time to make it the yarn that I want to buy. And then to just gift it me is like, wow, thank you so much. That I really appreciate every second of it. Yeah, thank you. Really like that. So, those are the things I've been making. So what's going on in Manda's world? Well, I broke my plate, so I wear a plate because this tooth here turned into jelly and I'm missing a few teeth. And this one here is on my plate and it broke the other day, eating a sweetie. So I'm going Thursday to go and see the dentist, and I hopefully will have my plate back pretty damn fast. Because on the 14th of this month, 13th of this month, whatever day Monday is, 13th I think, I'm off to the hospital and I will be having my pre-med. Yep, I've finally got one of my operations that I'm waiting for. They've finally given me a date to have my gallbladder removed after a year and a half of waiting. Well over a year and a half of waiting. So I have gallstones, quite bad. I lost a load of weight using the NHS app and ended up with gallstones, to put it short. And I've been in a lot of pain for a long time with it. And I've changed my diet completely. I haven't lost any weight because I found that I can eat sugar, but I can't eat fats. So I can eat as many sweets as I want, and I don't get fat. No, that's not true. I do get fat, but I'm not eating fat. So I can have jam on toast and things like that, but I can't have butter. So I'm putting on weight because, well, that's what you do when you eat sugar. But without it, I would just be eating vegetables and not very many pulses or lentils because they make it bad. Can't eat eggs, can't eat dairy. When I first had it, I didn't realise quite how much it affected me. But as it's gone on, I've had to take more and more things out of my diet. And it's made me quite, annoyed, upset. I can't join the meals that the family have. I can't go out for meals very often because a lot of places don't accommodate for people who can't eat fat. So I have managed to find a few things that I've eaten along the way, or I've eaten things knowing that I'm going to have a bit of a gripe. But if I stay clear of them, I'm okay. Anyway, hopefully, my operation should be on the 10th of June, which is the day before we're meant to go away on holiday. So I'm supposed to be going for 10 nights camping. Camping in the middle of Derbyshire. So we'll see. It'll depend on how I feel and all the rest of it. But it's going to be a bit of a strange one. So they're going to remove my gallbladder on a day op. So it's going to be done by, what's the word I'm looking for? Keyhole surgery. And hopefully I can recover quite quickly from that. And then I've got a second operation I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for laser ablations. So for those that don't know, I had polyps last year. I had my polyps removed last year, which was causing me to bleed 24/7 and 52 weeks of the year. And I had been for over a year and a half. Finally got told that they would do something about it. They removed the polyp, which was not really why I went in, and then they've put me back on the waiting list, so I've been waiting for over a year for that now too. Actually it's nearly 2 years, so I'm waiting to have that procedure done as well, and I'm just hoping that they don't happen all at once, that I have time to recover from one before the other. At the same time, I hope it happens soon because nobody needs to be bleeding all the time. So anyway, that was the boring bit. Well, the medical bit, the yucky bit. But there we go. It's one of those things. It's why I knit. To keep my brain occupied, to keep me busy. It's why I'm flitting from one one thing to the next at the moment. I'm on my medication to try and stop the pain. I'm also just been diagnosed with arthritis of the hips and neck and shoulders and lower back. So we're trying to sort out that medication as well. So I might look a little bit blur. But, I always look a little bit blur. So that's me. That's me in a nutshell. What else have I done? I don't know. I've read books. I'm reading at the moment Stephen P. Att or something. It's called The Witches of Scotland. If you haven't read them yet, they seem to be very good books. I'm on book 7, which means that in my eyes they're very good because I don't normally read one after the other. And other than that, no, I've not really managed to do that much. Oh, I've been swimming, been to the pool. I go to Good Boost. Good Boost is it's an aqua group, but you're part of a group, but you do your own exercises. You're given a screen. It's an AI thing. You type in what your problems are at the very start of the when you first go, and then they set it up so that you can do the exercises that are best for you. And every week it gives you different exercises, or it gives you the same exercises with new exercises, or you can ask for harder exercises. So I've managed that. I've been to physio, who basically told me to just stop, do nothing. If it hurts, do nothing. That's great. I'd just sit and cabbage then. So I didn't really like that advice. I thought that was pretty negative, to be honest, since I'm quite an active person. So I have taken on board the fact that she said to put the heat on it and things like that. But realistically, why? Why stop doing everything? I don't understand. Anyway, that's me gabbling on at you and telling you all my woes. I don't really know what to keep talking to you about other than, obviously what I'm making at the moment. Maybe you want to know a bit more about who I am, where I am, what I'm up to. One of the things that I am is I am a carer for Jessica. Jessica is my daughter. She's 23. She's autistic, on the autism spectrum. She's actually Asperger's. She has dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, to name just a few of her problems. She is out at the moment at a singing group that she goes to on a Tuesday that she joins in. It's a community thing where she goes and meets everybody and they sing some songs. She's getting a bit bored with it because they're not changing the songs, which is a bit depressing. But it is something that she enjoys doing, singing. She really enjoys to sing. She likes crafting. She likes doing bits and pieces. She's fundraising at the moment for the Royal British Legion because she likes that particular charity. She understands that particular charity. So if you fancy supporting her, go and have a look at what she's making. She's making anything poppy. She's putting £1 in the pot for them. I didn't know she'd left that. So these are some of the poppies. They're poppy earrings and a poppy necklace, the tiny little necklace, beads, in the shape of poppies. That set's £15. No, £10. £10, sorry. She has other sets, obviously, that's are on a page at the moment, and she's making more as she speaks. Obviously, when she comes back, she'll be making some more bits and pieces. She does stitch markers. That all these things help her pay her rent. By paying her rent, I just mean that she wants to pay towards her board. She's 23. She understands that she's 23, that she's an adult. What she doesn't understand is that her problems and her disability, I hate calling it that, mean that she can't hold down a 9-to-5 job. So she works doing crafting things. So she makes necklaces, she makes brooches, she makes stitch markers, she twiddles with wire. She's just into doing anything. She has a go at crochet. She doesn't really enjoy it. It's a lot of counting, so she finds that quite difficult. Some things she makes are really cute, some things she makes are not so good, but it's all practice and it's all manipulation with her hands, which dyspraxia is loss of fine motor skills, or not having the fine motor skills to begin with. So she manages most things quite well. She can't do time. She has no concept of time. She has no concept of money. Makes it quite difficult to get her to places. We have alarms, obviously, that we use for things like that. She's a bit antisocial. She doesn't particularly get on with everybody. She can come across as quite argumentative when actually it's just that she's scared. She can be quite hard work. She's very like me in a lot of ways, and because of that we clash. But we do try our best to get on, and she's been a great help over the last few months when I've been having down days with gallstones, not being able to walk the dogs. She's been out walking them, which she's really good with those. Which brings us back to Baggy, really. Baggy is Velcro. It's what we call her nickname. She is our 13-year-old Springer Spaniel cross with a Cocker Spaniel, so a Sprocker. She's black. She's in the photos behind me over there. She has an ear infection at the moment, so we've just been to Birmingham, to Solihull, to go and see the specialist vet to see what she can say about her ears. And basically, she's got an ear infection that has not been helped by the vet, our local vet. Apparently, giving her the antibiotics for so long has caused its own problems. So she is an old dog. We have taken the decision that she is not having any treatment under anaesthetic whatsoever. So basically, she's got a load of creams to put down her ears. So every morning, every evening, something is going on. And this is Jessie's dog that she's had since she was 10. And to be honest with you, she's her keep calm dog. If she needs a cuddle or a de-stress, she goes and sits with her. Not so much nowadays. She goes and sits with Poppy nowadays, who's 5, who's finally started to accept that, Jessie's a bit different. and needs a cuddle when she needs a cuddle and not when Poppy wants one. So they're working together as a team, and yeah, I'm hoping that Baggy gets better soon and that I get through my surgery okay and that everything's hunky-dory. Anyway, that's me rambling. I really have rambled today. I'm sorry if I've bored you. Speak to you soon, and hopefully I'll have some more finished objects to show you next time. Thanks now. Bye-bye.